Discipline isn't a trait that's exclusive to a select few. Even the laziest among us can tap into it with the right approach. The secret lies in adopting habits that gently nudge us towards a more disciplined life, without feeling like we're making drastic changes. Being lazy isn't always a bad thing. In fact, it can be the driving force towards becoming highly disciplined if channeled properly. Believe it or not, there are 10 simple habits that lazy people who have turned their lives around swear by. In this article, I'll reveal these habits to you individually. You'll see how effortless it can be to transition from a lazy lifestyle to one of discipline. Let's get started. 1. Start small. A common mistake many of us make when trying to become disciplined is attempting to overhaul our entire life. But surprisingly, the laziest people who have successfully become highly disciplined tend to take a different route. They start small. Think about it. When you're stuck in a rut of laziness, the idea of making massive, sweeping changes can feel incredibly daunting. It's enough to make anyone want to retreat back into their comfort zone. Instead, they opt for introducing small changes into their daily routine. This could be as simple as waking up 15 minutes earlier or dedicating 10 minutes a day to cleaning. The beauty of this approach is that it doesn't feel overwhelming. Yet, over time, these small habits compound and contribute to a more disciplined lifestyle. Rome wasn't built in a day. Start with one small habit and gradually add more as you build your discipline muscle. 2. They follow a routine. One of the simplest, yet most effective habits that I've noticed in disciplined individuals is following a daily routine. When I was in my laziest phase, my days were erratic and unstructured. One day I'd wake up at 8 a.m., the next at 11 a.m. Some days I'd have breakfast, others I wouldn't eat until lunch. But when I started developing a routine, things started to change. I began by setting a fixed wake-up time and stuck with it. Then, I incorporated a healthy breakfast into my morning routine. Slowly, I added more elements like exercise, meditation, and dedicated work hours. Having a routine gave my day structure and helped me overcome laziness. It took the guesswork out of my day and reduced the chances of me slipping back into unproductive habits. 3. They embrace discomfort. One fascinating habit of lazy people who have become disciplined is their ability to lean into discomfort. It may seem counterintuitive, especially when you consider that laziness is often associated with comfort. Yet, studies have shown that stepping outside of our comfort zone is where real growth happens. Discipline isn't just about doing things that are comfortable and easy. It's about tackling the hard tasks, the ones we often procrastinate on because they make us uncomfortable. Those lazy individuals who have transformed into disciplined people, they've understood this concept well. They've learned to embrace discomfort and use it as a catalyst for personal growth and improvement. 4. They prioritize tasks. The act of prioritizing tasks is another common habit among lazy folks who have turned into disciplined individuals. Rather than feeling overwhelmed with a long to-do list, they take a few moments at the start of their day or week to determine which tasks are most important. This doesn't just mean deciding what needs to be done first, but also recognizing which tasks will have the most significant impact on their goals. This approach helps them focus their energy on the tasks that matter, rather than spreading themselves thin across less important duties. By prioritizing, they effectively manage their time and increase their productivity, leading to a more disciplined lifestyle. Number 5. They set clear goals. What separates lazy people who manage to become highly disciplined is their ability to set clear and achievable goals. Having a vague idea of what they want to achieve isn't enough. They make sure their goals are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. By setting such clear goals, they give themselves a roadmap to follow. It's much easier to remain disciplined when you know exactly where you're going and what you need to do to get there. Setting goals helps keep them motivated and committed to their discipline journey. It's like having a destination in mind before embarking on a road trip. You're less likely to stray off the path when you know where you're headed. 6. They forgive themselves. Here's something we often forget. It's okay to slip up sometimes. Becoming disciplined doesn't mean being perfect. Disciplined people understand this. They know they're human and that they're bound to have off days. On those days, they don't beat themselves up. Instead, they practice self-compassion. They accept their mistakes, learn from them, and move on without letting it derail their progress. It's this resilience and ability to bounce back that drives their discipline. In your journey towards discipline, remember to be kind to yourself when things don't go as planned. It's not about the number of times you fall, but how quickly you get back up and keep going. 7. They make time for self-care. In my quest to become more disciplined, I learned a valuable lesson. Discipline isn't about pushing yourself to the brink of exhaustion. It's about balance. At one point, I found myself pushing so hard that I forgot to take care of myself. I was consistently tired, irritable, and my productivity started to decline. It was a wake-up call. I realized that to maintain discipline, I needed to make time for self-care. This included getting enough sleep, eating healthily, exercising regularly, and setting aside time for rest and relaxation. Now, I view self-care as a non-negotiable part of my routine, not an afterthought. Remember, it's not just about doing more, it's about being in the best mental and physical state to do more effectively. 8. They say no more often. You might think that disciplined people are those who take on everything that comes their way, but in reality, they are often the ones who say no more often. Saying yes to every opportunity, task, or invitation that comes your way can lead to burnout. It's impossible to do everything, and trying to can lead you away from your goals. Disciplined individuals understand the value of their time and energy. They know that every yes is a no to something else. So they've mastered the art of politely declining things that don't align with their priorities or goals. It's not about being selfish, it's about being selective with how you choose to spend your time and energy. Remember, discipline is about focus, and sometimes saying no is the best way to maintain it. 9. They surround themselves with discipline. Lazy people who've become highly disciplined understand the power of their environment. They know that if they surround themselves with discipline, it's much easier to cultivate and maintain it themselves. This includes spending time with people who inspire discipline and setting up their physical space in a way that encourages productivity. For example, if your goal is to read more, having a bookshelf full of enticing books in a cozy corner of your home will make it easier to pick up that habit. The adage, "You're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with," holds true here. If you're surrounded by disciplined individuals, their habits and mindset will inevitably rub off on you. So choose your environment wisely. 10. They are consistent. Above all, lazy people who have become disciplined understand the power of consistency. Discipline isn't about making a one-time effort. It's about showing up, day after day, regardless of how you feel. It's about sticking to your commitments, even when the initial excitement has worn off. Remember, consistency trumps intensity. It's better to make small, consistent efforts towards your goal than sporadic bursts of high intensity. In the end, discipline is less about the individual tasks and more about the habit of consistency. It's this habit that transforms people from lazy to disciplined.